medical doctor work for 9 months, 16 months, 19 months without getting paid.
But you see how much kidnappers are eating from victims.
My thing is, government should, I think all the stakeholders in that sector, they need to be spoken to, to sit together and appeal to them.
The 3% for the oil producing community is too low.
So it is support that is needed. And once you get the support, your airlines will blossom.
This is Nigeria. You need to give people sense of belonging.
Good morning, viewers. This is Inside Nigeria for Thursday, September 23, 2021. Sorry, for that 2021. Yes, and of course, you can see Nigeria is there for this edition. Nigeria, good morning.
Good morning, good morning, viewers. Thank you so much for keeping faith with us and being there for us.
Yes, our listeners, today is an unusual day. We will do it ourselves. We will be alone to dissect the papers for you. But don't be away, you will enjoy us as usual. And as usual, we're starting with Nigeria's most influential newspaper, The Leadership. The front page of Leadership this morning is also an unusual one, announcing the arrival of Leadership General Interest and Fashion magazine, Le Vogue to you, which will start coming out from September 26, Sunday, 2021, in our Sunday edition. So grab a copy of Sunday paper and get a free Le Vogue inside. You are a woman of fashion.
Yes, that's a wonderful one. Le Vogue is an all color, it's an all glossy magazine.
Exactly.
And of course, for people lovers of style and fashion, it's for you. Don't forget to grab a copy of Le Vogue this Sunday.
All right, and let's do the normal. On the front page of Leadership this morning, on the sidelines of the UN General Assembly, federal government pushes for recovery of £2 billion looted funds. On the sidelines of the UN General Assembly, federal government pushes for recovery of £2 billion looted funds, says $700 million recovery made in 4 years, £200 million stuck in US, insists on prosecution of surrendered terrorists, with 285 case files in court. Winifred, this is the cheering news.
Yes, pushes for recovery of £2 billion looted funds. But I don't know because federal government has just said that £200 million is also stuck in US. I remember I was in an event and the US is an undersecretary. It was an event and he did say that US funds, they don't refund funds en bloc. What they do is that they channel it through other projects,
Okay.
that they don't refund
Looted funds. Okay, they want to give back the project.
Yes.
But I think this one is a different one. This money that's stolen from Nigeria and stashed in foreign countries and as well foreign banks. Now, okay, yeah, I hope it's true because this is a big money that can fund a lot of development, especially in the areas of education, security, health.
Yes, and it's also giving us the federal government for pushing for the $700 million that have been recovered so far.
No, it has been recovered. They're pushing for it.
Yes.
Well, accountability is key. The money has been recovered. We need to know where the money is and what the money will be used for.
Yes.
It's all about telling us that $700 million have been recovered. So it's important for Nigeria to know where the money is. And again, the last sharing is there is the plan to prosecute terrorists. Sorry,
on this issue, I'm at a loss because we keep to be hearing different sides to the story. Because Lai Mohammed, the federal government spokesman, did say, I remember that you don't prosecute people who surrender, who say they have surrendered.
Okay.
That is the convention in war. And all those stuff. That since they have surrendered nothing.
And now it was quoted out of context.
And now we are seeing this.
You cannot kill people who surrender. But prosecution, of course, is
they already surrendered. And there was a report too that they are even being settled.
No, those things are social media. Settled for what? For killing.
Settled.
for killing.
I will look for it and send to everybody that they were being settled and all those stuff. Even some in Kaduna and like
Well,
that.
it's better.
Giving stipend.
It's better. It's not true, so
It
that
doesn't
we
give
can
you-
actually engage their peace. Because Nigerians, law-abiding Nigerians cannot be killed, and you pay some people for killing them. You know the implication.
Exactly.
Yes, we need to move away from leadership to leadership sister publication, the national economy.
National economy. It's still on COVID-19. Nigeria's shift to new normal opens more investment opportunities. COVID-19. Nigeria's shift to new normal opens more investment opportunities. And on the right hand it says, as nation's health, agriculture, farm tech sectors set to harness more funding from multilateral institutions and others. COVID-19, Nigeria's shift to new normal opens more investment opportunities. That is a good one too.
Yes, like the saying goes, there is a good thing in bad thing. Whenever opportunity in disguise, maybe COVID-19 pandemic outbreak is negative, but then the report by the national economy says very, very many
Not that
opportunities
things are
hidden
but
in Nigeria. Yes, I recall the African Development Bank actually, capturing Nigeria in a multi-billion dollar financial package for some countries to cushion the effects of COVID-19. Then a lot of people in Nigeria also, they say, as they say, necessity is the mother of all inventions. So Nigerians are already manufacturing ventilators, a lot of things. What do you call it? Sanitizer being produced in large number, and the rest of them. All these things we have effects on the economy because they are production, they are productive activities.
Yeah, it's something to actually check about because don't forget that during COVID, during the lockdown, many people lost their job, and we carried the story on it yesterday that many Nigerians lost their job during COVID-19, and now that things have returned to normal, there are more investment opportunities, just like what you said. The African Development Bank, that is a good one for us, and it's so happy that our very own Akinwumi Additional is heading it, and so we are looking for more opportunities, and of course also the Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala's World Trade Organization too. She has also promised to help shore up.
You can imagine,
trade
so
and
a lot of
investment,
opportunities are coming
opportunities.
to actually reflate the economy,
Exactly.
create more jobs, and keep the people going.
Yes, and Nigerian health sector too. A lot needs to be done in the Nigerian health sector.
All right, we need to move away from national economy to another interesting story on the front page of The Guardian. And of course, on the front page of The Guardian this morning, foreign cargo airlines depart empty over extortion, multiple charges. Foreign cargo airlines depart empty over extortion, multiple charges. This is not too good. This is
It's not.
Nigerian factor, you want to say, corruption. These are foreign cargoes are bringing goods here. I know expectedly they're supposed to also take some good back in the form of exportation from Nigeria. But we are a consumption country. We are not exporting. Now these people are going back empty because of extortion, multiple charges, which is not too good. And where is the ease of doing business?
That we are touting.
We promised, and also we have a presidential executive order to that effect.
And but on that Friday, it says 11 out of 16 surgery charges are illegal. Investigation.
That's the multiple
reports.
charges.
11 out of 16.
That's the multiple. That's the multiple.
Honestly, it's too much.
Well, I think
it's too much.
Federal Airport Authority of
We
Nigeria,
need to do something.
Nigerian Customs Service, and maybe Ministry of Trade and Investment need to look into this report and do something before we actually scare investors away. And you know what that means for our own national economy. Not too good. Not too good.
We just can't afford all these things now.
Exactly, because we're trying to get back to our feet.
Exactly.
Aftermath of the COVID-19 pandemic outbreak. Well, this is
and for a country that is actually trying to encourage exportation too. Exportation.
But we are not matching words with action. We are not matching words with action. Okay, Wilfred, how you have to take the next newspaper.
Yes. The next newspaper Okay, Daily Independent. On Daily Independent today, we have Secondus, that is talking of PDP chairman, vows to fight on, refuses to withdraw court case. Secondus vows to fight on, refuses to withdraw court case.
And
And the
this
rider
okay.
Why Committee on Zoning decides today. Secondus vows to fight on, refuses to withdraw court case. And but this is the issue that we are having. We have so many. It's not just president that will have seat type rulers. Even political office holders, they we have them. They don't refuse to go, even if they process law for that party. When you know that you have become unpopular, at least it's expected that you just for peace to reign. Or don't you think so, Bode?
Well, this
For
story
peace to reign.
is a fallout of the PDP leadership crisis, and a committee was constituted headed by former Senate President
Yes.
Senator David Mark
Right.
to find a lasting solution to this crisis. But then one of the things being advised is that all aggrieved party members should withdraw
Cases.
their court cases. But then on the part of the embattled PDP national chairman, Prince Uche Secondus, is saying, I will not withdraw my court case. I will fight on. Well, I think you want to prove a case. Let the judiciary say who is right and who is wrong.
He has just December for his tenure to officially elapse.
But there are
And when
also,
it's
there are
September,
other forces within the
now,
party who are not allowing him to
October,
also.
November,
There are other forces within
I
the
mean,
party.
the time factor for him to actually officially go is just more. So he could have just told the part of peace.
To leave?
Yes.
No. He was elected, duly elected. Yes, he was elected. He was duly elected, so he cannot just leave. Then I think below the story.
The party to move on for process to take place. Don't you think?
Yeah, if you tell the party to move on,
Yes.
it should be stampeded out of office by some
My
interest.
take, my personal take, anyway.
Those other people who are trying to stampede him, are they not having the interest
The
of the party at heart? You understand?
Yes,
So you should not establish a precedent to know that is not a sustainable. Then look at the rider under that story. It's the PDP story,
yes,
but a different story.
Yes, the committee actually was set up for 1 year, and the Adamawa state governor to head the committee.
Yeah, the Enugu state governor, Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi, is the chairman of the committee, and the committee will be sitting today at the Enugu State Government House in Enugu to decide zoning. I think they will decide zoning of the party position. By implication, you will now know where the presidential candidate of the PDP will come from. Yes, and it's also interesting.
That is going to be a tough one today.
I think it is necessary to tell our readers that both major parties, the PDP and APC, are actually spying on themselves.
Yes.
That is why nobody is trying to take fighting decision now until the other one will take it so that they will know what to do, how to balance
APC
the equation.
has even moved theirs forward.
The state congress is by 2 weeks. Yes. The state congress.
And then Nigerians have waited with bated breath, because don't forget that there have been gladiators, like the southern region and the northern region, on where the presidency, 2023 president, will come from. And of course, is PDP and APC being the major political parties in the country. So all eyes are actually on them.
All right, we need to go to the next newspaper on our menu this morning. And of course, we have the Punch on the front page of the Punch this morning. Jega, Utomi groups, others team up against APC, PDP, unveil party October 1st. Jega, Utomi groups, others team up against APC, PDP, unveil party October 1st. PRP, ADC, LP to form nucleus of new mega party, plan convention. 95 associations seek registration as political parties. More to emerge. Winifred Jega is the immediate past chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, Professor Atairu Jega, and of course, renowned economist Professor Pat Utomi are actually putting heads together to form what people are calling the third force, which will now face the behemoths, the APC and the PDP.
Yes, but they don't forget that in 2019 we also had the force.
Nothing happened.
They also formed a party.
Nothing happened.
Of Nigeria. At the end of the day, nothing happened. But my take is that why are they leaving it too late? That was exactly what happened in 2099. That it didn't feel like they just waited just few months to the election.
Exactly. I think
It's just
the time factor of essence. Why is it coming now?
It's coming now.
How long can it take?
From APC and PDP.
Exactly.
Because it takes time for you to build a mega structure.
So I think
We're trying to contest for positions as a president.
so the question being for answer is how long can they go? And that is only time that will tell.
And how serious are they? Because like, you see that most of these people are coming up now, like this stuff we are seeing on the right that people to form less parties. I don't know, these parties are still going to endorse either of the two parties' presidential flag bearer. That's what we've been seeing. They don't bring up their own presidential aspirants. What they do is just to support. They call on their nucleus or micro followers to vote for either of the two parties, which is very, very sad.
All right. We need to go a short break. When we come back, the news review continue, of course, on Inside Nigeria.
Yes, please. Le Vogue magazine is back in a big way, bigger and better than before. Hadiza, could you please join us here? Hadiza and members of Adam, please. Your attention is needed here. So Le Vogue is back and bigger, demonstrating the fact that despite the demise of the visioner, the vision continues and continues to grow. What else does a man want than that you have lived and your legacies remain and keep growing stronger?
He would just lift it up and then you just lift it.
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, it now is my very special pleasure and privilege to ask His Royal Majesty, the Sultan of Sokoto, the chairman or chairperson of the leadership group, to come forward and join me and hold on to one bit of this cloth so that we can jointly unveil the bigger, better, deeper Le Vogue.
Welcome back. Of course, it's still Inside Nigeria. Well,
Welcome back.
we'll continue with the next paper on our menu at this morning.
The Nation newspaper.
Yeah, the Nation newspaper.
Yeah.
Of course, is a political story. Zone PDP North leaders take formula before panel. Zoning PDP North leaders take formula before panel. We will stick to 2027 distribution of offices. Uguay panel meets with party chiefs in Enugu. You know, this is related to what we discussed earlier. Now, PDP leaders from the north will take a particular formula to that Governor Ifeanyi Uguay panel, which is based on the 2017 arrangement. And you can see the proposal is there on the front page of the newspaper. Who gets what in the south and who gets what in the north.
Okay, yes, we have the proposal. From the north, we have Deputy National Chairman, the National Secretary, the National Financial Secretary, the National
For which region?
That is, I'm reading from the north.
Okay.
As the proposal for the north says, Deputy National Chairman, National Secretary, National Financial Secretary, National Auditor, National Women Leader, Deputy National Secretary. And the proposal for the South is National Chairman, Deputy National Chairman, National Organizing Secretary, National Treasurer, National Legal Advisor, National Publicity Secretary, and National Youth Leader. That is for the South. And of course, from the proposal that is being submitted for the Ugwai panel, we can see that where the presidency will be zoned to. Okay?
Yes, we can only keep our fingers crossed and see what the Enugu State Government-led panel will decide on the PDP before we can also talk about the consequences or the aftermath.
The PDP SAP leaders are also yet to submit their own.
Well, I don't think it's not anybody bringing his own. Maybe these people just feel like, let's have a say. It's a free word. It's like a committee constituted to go and do a public work. Yes, they can ask people to submit advice, proposal or memoranda if you so wish. Yes. Well, Winifred, you need to take the newspaper now.
Okay. We move over to Daily Sun. On Daily Sun today, it says El-Rufai, that is the governor of Kaduna State, Malam Nasiru El-Rufai, is under fire. And on the rider says Akeredolu describes Kaduna government statement against Southern governors as devious. Akeredolu describes Kaduna governance statement against Southern governors as devious.
Well, this is it's a dramatized headline. You saw dramatized that headline. It's a response from the chairman of the Southern Governors Forum, Arakun Rotimi Akeredolu, to the Kaduna State Compactor. Yes, El-Rufai, over his condemnation of the anti-open grazing laws of the South or South by Southern governors. Well, I don't think governors should be washing their dirty linen in the public because they have access to themselves to actually express misgiving or opinion about a certain issue. But at the same time, it's also interesting for Nigerians to see what is happening in the minds of our leaders. What is happening in the minds of our leaders? Yes.
Of course, El-Rufai, like we operate with freedom of speech. El-Rufai actually said that if he's, according to him, he was just expressing his opinion that the anti-grazing law, open grazing law, being endorsed by Southern governors will not work, that it will not be implemented, and that was his own view. And of course, we reply the Southern Governors Forum Chairman, Governor of Ondo State, Rotimi Akeredolu, is now reacting and described governor's statements as devious. And of course, on this issue, there has been back and forth, mostly on both sides of the divide. It's not just on this anti-grazing law. We also have cases of VAT that has also been creating, heating up the polity lately.
All right, Winifred, I think, I don't know what's happening. It could be having some technical challenges. We're supposed to be joined by Ayodele Ebo, Head Retail Investment Management Group at Chapel Hill, Denham in Lagos. About anyway, while he keep trying to join us from Lagos, we'll continue to dissect the newspapers for our viewers out there. And of course, we need to move to the next newspaper. Okay. The budget story on the front page of Vanguard this morning. And of course, Vanguard's going with Budget 2022. Experts frown as Senate passes medium-term expenditure framework, fiscal strategy paper. Budget 2022. Experts frown as Senate passes medium-term expenditure framework and fiscal strategy paper. Approves 13.08 trillion naira for 2022 budget. Pegs oil benchmark at $57 per barrel. Exchange rate at 410 to $1 US. Crude oil production at 1.88 million barrels per day. Projected GDP at 4.20%. And of course, inflation at 13%. Expert false financial projection oil industry operators list challenges to output target. As federal government records 2.3 trillion naira deficit as expenditure debt servicing rises. But this is an interesting story. Yes, this is an interesting story. The Senate of the National Assembly has returned back what it was presented with from the executive arm and of government with its own input. That these parameters will be the one to guide the operation or the formulation of the 2022 budget, and they've set certain parameters like which are very, very critical to every fiscal policy: the exchange rate, the oil benchmark, the crude oil production output, and GDP projection. But what is interesting to me is that some financial experts have actually reacted, saying this is not workable, this is not achievable, because especially in the oil industry, they don't see the latitude or the kind of environment that will make us achieve the 1.88 million barrel per day. And if you don't do that, oil, petroleum is the mainstay of the economy. So if you don't achieve what we projected, it means all our projections, we won't be able to realize the money to fund.
And of course, we already have a deficit in our.
No, that is a ritual. That is an annual thing. We keep having a deficit because most times the projected revenues don't match up. Then I think we have been joined by Ayodele Ebo, or Ebo, head a retail investment management group at Chapel Hill Denham, based in Lagos. Good morning, Mr. Ayodele.
Good morning. We can see him.
Well, while we sort that out, we go on a short break. When we come back, we'll be speaking with Ayodele Ebo from Lagos, who will be dissecting the implication of the medium-term expenditure framework and fiscal strategy paper for the 2022 budget. We'll be right back.
Why will a medical doctor work for 9 months, 16 months, 19 months without getting paid?
But you see how much kidnappers are eating from victims.
My bill is government should, I think all the stakeholders in that sector, they need to be spoken to, and we sit together and appeal to them.
The 3% for the oil producing community is too low.
So it is support that is needed. And once you get the support, your airlines will blossom.
This is Nigeria. You need to give people sense of belonging.
Yes, please. Le Vogue magazine is back in a big way, bigger and better than before. Hadiza, could you please join us here? Hadiza and members of ADIM, please. Your attention is needed here. So Le Vogue is back and bigger, demonstrating the fact that despite the demise of the visioner, the vision continues and continues to grow. What else does a man want than that you have lived and your legacies remain and keep growing stronger?
He will just lift it up and then you just lift it.
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, it now is my very special pleasure and privilege to ask His Royal Majesty, the Sultan of Sokoto, the chairman or chairperson of the leadership group, to come forward and join me and hold on to one bit of this cloth so that we can jointly unveil the bigger, better, deeper Le Vogue.
Okay, welcome back to Inside Nigeria, reaching you from Leadership Podcast Studio. We'll continue with our newspaper review.
Well, we're looking at the front page of Nigerian Tribune at this moment. And of course, on the front page of Nigerian Tribune, we can't say government shouldn't borrow, according to the Senate President Ahmad Lawan. We can't say government shouldn't borrow. Senate President blames past administration for lack of foresight to provide for the rainy day. Present administration has rubbish Fiscal Responsibility Act, according to Senator Gabriel Suswam. Well, I don't know what the Senate President Ahmad Lawan mean, that the Senate cannot tell the government not to borrow. Are we supposed to continue to borrow into slavery?
And of course, that's why they are there, to say, Mr. President, you are going too far. We are borrowing too much. Why don't we stop here? You understand? We cannot just, every time the president submits a letter that he wants to borrow, we are not there to just be granting him. I think there was one time like that, the Senate opposed Jonathan's borrowing. Oh, but can you remember the kind of time?
When what?
They were opposed to his borrowing.
Well, because parties, but then the PDP was controlling the National Assembly at that time, so I can't remember. Maybe the National Assembly at that point actually had the ball to say enough of borrowing. But this National Assembly, of course, were not surprised. They told us ab initio that whatever the president wants, they will always be available to grant his request. So I think there's nothing surprising about that. What is interesting again is that they are trying to continue with the blame game, trying to blame the immediate past administration of former President Goodluck.
6 years after.
Yes, that it did not save for the rainy day. So if Jonathan did not save for the rainy day, what have you been doing for the past 6 years when you are in the saddle? Of course, in this country, we are living witnesses to when former President Olusegun Obasanjo moved Nigeria out of the debt wahala and made us a free country.
Yes.
Paid us our debt and negotiated for some waiver for us. And I don't know why our leaders are not actually following in that. That paper for the day.
There's National Telegraph. National Telegraph today says Governor Bello, there's Governor Bello of Niger State.
Kogi State Governor.
Yes, sorry. Kogi State Governor Yahaya Bello said to Southerners, rotational presidency not in APC's constitution. Rotational presidency not in APC's constitution, says Governor Bello to Southerners. And of course, in bullet, we have House Central President Ahmed and Northern leaders. Power must return to SAT after interfering. PDP, hope, anxiety as Wise Committee meets over zoning. That is on National Telegraph.
The Kogi State Governor's assertion is not surprising.
Yes.
He's interested in the 2023 presidential race and is trying to actually work his way at all costs, apparently, because yes, the rotational presidency might not be in the APC constitution, but I think the APC is also morally bound by some decision. Now, a northern president, a president of northern expression, is in the saddle and spent 8 years.
Yes.
So, of course, it is bound
morally.
All that was actually moved the contest elsewhere. But President Governor Bello is a Nigerian, is visible. Let him continue with his moves.
Of course, and also his freedom of expression. And just like we said, but yes, it may not have been in the constitution, or it may not be in the constitution, but then there's this what is called gentleman agreement that okay, when power after 8 years, return to SAT. So there's something like that.
But that also depends on
It doesn't
level.
need to be in black and white.
That depends on level of integrity. You choose not to.
I remember that
You choose not to honor it and you choose not to honor it.
that was what on the Johnson because the PDP said that PDP no, you agreed with us that you're going to do just one term.
And he decided to violate the gentleman agreement.
Exactly, and you see
So,
what happened at the end of the day.
I don't believe in that in the political scene because I know politicians in Nigeria largely or majority of them lack integrity. So if you don't have integrity, you cannot honor a gentleman agreement. This is a country where even a written agreement can be easily violated, let alone an unwritten agreement. So it depends on the level of integrity.
The Northern Texas is now preparing after some leaders, president, and image.
Well, it depends. Yes, they have to say because you need to come negotiate with us, you need to bring us on board. You can't continue to stay somewhere and say it must come here, it must come here. I think that's what they are trying.
But then once we are just going to experience this, the battle between two gladiators, the North and the South, it's not saying
It's
the
not-
power must return, be retained by us. While the South is the power must return to South. I think I'm just keeping my fingers crossed to see how the whole event is going to unfold.
Yeah, it's quite unfortunate. We should be talking about development.
Yeah.
How can we overcome our security challenges? How can we up the ante regarding health education trust, where stakeholders are always at each other's throats, going on industrial action and the rest of them. But we are talking about who will get what office
Yes.
at the detriment
Who's
of
going to share the
national development. Well, it's a matter of time. We hope stakeholders, gladiators will change for the better. We feel it's time to go.
Yes, it's time to go so soon. It's been a pleasure being on the set with you inside Nigeria, reaching you from Leadership Podcast Studio. Don't forget, tomorrow is a date with us. Bye for now.
Yeah, good. Keep it this with us tomorrow for another edition of Inside Nigeria. And from here, my name is Body Badebo. Bye for now.